Hey guys, welcome to another pickups video. I got my boy DJ next to me. We spent about 10 days together uh, buying video games, playing video games, and hanging out. It was a great time. We had some awesome streams, but without further ado, DJ, I think we're gonna go in some sort of console order
Yeah,
for
we'll
the
we'll start with PlayStation 5.
PS5. Fighting Rage. This is a retro style beat 'em up, and I kind of kicked myself a little bit later because I found that this game was on the Switch. I'm usually a guy that gets these really retro style looking games on Switch just because it feels like a better fit, but happy nonetheless to add this beat 'em up in my collection. Maybe we'll have the time to check this one out. Has a 1 to 3
Yeah,
player co-op actually, so that looks really cool. I think this must have been, I think this was limited run at some point, but I'm not too sure. So yeah, there it is. Fighting Rage. All right, DJ's got
okay. I'll go with two games now for the PS4.
Cobra Kai: The Karate Kid Saga Continues.
And Cobra Kai 2, Dojo's Rising.
Yes,
I saw these two games in GameStop together, so I was like, if I'm having Cobra Kai 1, I might as well get the 2. They say number 2 isn't that good, but yeah, we'll see. I think number 1. You played number 1, right?
I have played number one. I completed the Cobra Kai portion of the campaign mode, and you can also play as Miyagi Do. But they're nowhere near as cool, so I didn't try that out. But it was a pleasant surprise. It's like an arcadey beat 'em up as well, and this one's a little bit more like a 3D brawler, if I'm not mistaken. I think they did change up some of the gameplay and definitely the graphics.
I think they had some quality issues, like the frame rates were not too good. So yeah, that's why.
Yeah, Game Mill Entertainment is like a smaller publisher to my knowledge, right? So like it's not AAA by any means, but it was for sure an enjoyable experience. And DJ's a collector just like I am, so if you have part one, you gotta have part two.
Yep.
Next up, Code Vein. This one's for myself, published by Bandai Namco. Lately, I've been fangirling over Bandai Namco. They really know their stuff. They have some cool stuff that I'm going to be posting on a separate pickups video because this one is a joint pickups video from DJ's trip. So yeah, you guys will have to stay tuned for that other video. But yeah, this is a really cool Souls-like, I've heard, and I had been kind of holding off on buying it, but man, I might get some flack for this, but GameStop has some really good deals sometimes, and I think this was like $15. So it's been a couple years, I believe, since it's been out, and I finally got the chance to pick it up. So let me know in the comments if you guys are familiar with this Souls-like. They got some pretty good praise, and yeah, DJ, you like Souls likes
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've played a couple. Haven't completed too many.
they're tough. They're
Yeah.
notoriously tough games. So yeah, there it is. Code Vein.
Okay.
All right, DJ, tell us about this one. Ooh,
Yes, this one's Hotline Miami and Hotline Miami 2. The collection in just one disc, or I think it's two discs.
let's check it out. I believe very nice. Also, shout out to GameStop. They had it in really nice condition, and this actually has one of those flaps. So there's wrong number, which is part two, and this must be like I think this is what they call the install disc. Not
Yeah.
too familiar.
Yeah, at least it's all on the disc and no codes, so that's good. Um, this game is like a top-down puzzle shooter brawler. Like you go clearing floors, I believe, room to room. So it looks very neat. I'm surprised you haven't streamed this one because it has I've heard it has a good soundtrack, like a synth wave retro soundtrack. It might be neat if you stream this one.
Yeah, no, that's a good idea, and yeah, you're right. This is like a level based, top down arcadey shooter. You got to be very methodical in how you clear the rooms and stuff. But like, I'm just kind of that sort of art style right there.
Yeah.
And yeah,
I believe I have this digitally on the Switch.
I was actually looking out for this collection, but when I pointed it out to you at GameStop, I'm happy that at least one of us owns it physically because it seems like one of those really cool games, and I love it when they kind of bundle, multiple games into one,
Yeah.
and no sort of like download code.
You know,
So
I'm a
this
big
is
guy on collections and
bundles sort of stuff. So this is a really sweet pickup. Good stuff. Oh boy, we got
Knack 2!
on the PS4. Since we're kind of pressed for time, I actually haven't cleaned my games too much. There's like a booger on this one, but I heard the Knack games, or maybe it was just the first one, or maybe it was the second one that was kind of a hidden gem of some sort, and the other one just sucked really bad. But critically speaking, I feel like the masses were not appeased by this sort of game, but it's just kind of like like a 3D action adventure kind of sort of, not really a collectathon like traditionally speaking, but that sort of thing. The first one came out to kind of showcase the PS4's processing powers and all sort of particle effects and stuff, and I think Sony, this being a first party published title, was trying to come up with a new mascot.
Yeah.
So they came up with
Knack.
the cover boy here, and I had to complete the trilogy here, and I'm pumped to have this in the collection. DJ, tell us about this pickup here.
So, if you tune into CBS's streams, you'll know that we usually have a season contest of Pokemon energy guessing, and as a two-time champion of this contest, I got 2 free games, and one of those was Case. So this game was streamed in CBS's rotation, and it was nice. It had like a Donkey Kong-ish style platformer. Tell us more about it.
Yeah, definitely. K's is don't be sleeping on K's. I think I've said that before, but this is like a Donkey Kong Country 2 like. You have the main rabbit here that has that floating mechanic like Dixie Kong does with her hair. And it's actually really, really fun. It was a solid game. You can find this probably on the Switch or PS4 for cheap.
Yeah.
And, since DJ did win the Pokemon Energy guessing competition, I surprised him with a PS4 copy of K's, and I also have it on the PS4, so it's kind of like a cool commemoration of that series of streams, and I think a game that he's really going to enjoy, being that we beat the trilogy of Donkey Kong, the original Donkey Kong Country trilogy, together via like the Nintendo Switch Online service, so this is a really cool Donkey Kong Country like to own.
Yep.
Mass Effect: The Legendary Collection. So we swung by Best Buy, and we found this guy. I wasn't really sure if this was like a remake of the first, or maybe it was the collection. It doesn't really say that it's a collection anywhere, but if you look at the back, obviously the full saga together, minus Andromeda, if I am not mistaken. Whoa, it takes up 100 gigabytes on your PS4. But this is kind of a serial killer pickup, I call them. As in, I'm double dipping on owning this collection because I have it on the PS3. But, the PS3 is getting a little bit older, and, things break, and maybe, this is on the PS4 scale, on superior hardware that can probably run these games better. So I was like, why not? Like, I like having options, right? And I'm also a psychotic collector.
Is this a straight port or is it a remaster? Do you know?
I didn't really do much research, to be honest with you, but judging by the screenshots in the back, it's remastered for a new generation. Look, I didn't even pay attention to that, but I pretty much assumed that this was kind of like a superior version.
That's nice.
And it feels nice. I believe it's all 3 discs in there. I still have it sealed. Maybe I should probably check that out. I'm gonna do a little jump cut and we'll find out together, gang. The moment of truth. Oh, gotta blur that out. I don't know what that is. A 20% off, maybe just a coupon. But we got 1, 2 discs, just 2. Maybe there's 2 in here. I don't know. Oh, this is the play disc, and this is the data disc. So it's probably just compressed into one. I'll probably blur that code still. Good stuff. Of course, everyone knows Mass Effect. Really cool third-person action game with an awesome story, and I think Andromeda sucks. I'll continue with my PS4 pile, and this is kind of a strange one, DJ.
Haven't heard good things about this.
I have not heard good things about Metal Gear Survive either, but GameStop had this dirt cheap, and I was kind of entertaining the idea of owning Metal Gear Survive, given that it's basically the black sheep in the Metal Gear franchise. Since it was not, Hideo Kojima had nothing to do with this game. This is kind of when they split ways, when he separated himself from Konami, basically. And Konami was like, we'll make Metal Gear with zombies, and that's gonna be good. Well, no, it wasn't. And, but, typically, from what I've seen, is that these weird one-off, spin-off games that are critically panned at first tend to be more valuable and sought after, and me being a manic collector, I just had to I needed to get my dirty little hands on this. The CD has this weird security tape on that is probably impossible to remove, so it doesn't really matter, I guess. But yeah, it was a good price. Here it is. Metal Gear Survive. Moving on to another PS4 game published by P-Cube. Big fan of those guys. We got Agalos. I have this game downloaded digitally on the Nintendo Switch, but I had this game on my list for a long time to try and get the physical version of it. It's kind of a retro style, adventure game in this like 8-bit style, and it just looks neat. But I've heard good things about it, and that's a pretty cool cover there with a
Fat little dragon.
not much else to say about it. Last PS4 pickup, Shenmue 3, published by Deep Silver. So
You
there's-
have part 1 and 2, right? Of this one?
Yes, I do have Shenmue 1 and 2, the little dual pack that came out on PS4. I know that these were big hits back in the Dreamcast days, kind of like a slower paced, very narrative style game with some like real time schedules, I guess, at the town. I don't know. It's like a very immersive and slow paced experience, and this was the long awaited third entry in the series, and it kind of like when something takes that long to come out, it falls short of the longtime fans' expectations. But I think this would make for a fun stream. Either part 1, 2, 3. Will it be a massive saga series to do on the channel? I guess you'll have to tune in to find out. But there it is. I crossed this one off my list as well. All right, DJ is going to start us off with some PS3 pickups.
First one for me is Alice Madness Returns.
Ooh.
So this is the sequel of a first Alice game. Not sure in which console it came out, but I've heard good things about that one. We might have to check it out where it was released on. This one is like a Banjo-Kazooie platformer with this like horror theme of Alice. So it's nice, and I heard it's going up on price. It's one of the most expensive PS3 games on. So yeah, it's nice.
Yeah, it's like a little hack and slash. I think there's some cover variants. Sometimes Alice's either has a knife or like a couple different objects, but I'm not too sure. this is definitely one of those PS3 games that's being a little bit more sought after.
It'll keep going up in price.
Yeah. Yeah, but no, yeah, this is a solid pickup. Good stuff. I'm pretty sure Tarasco Voltorb has played this one actually. Next up for myself, we got the God of War Origins collection. So this is in my quest to own all the the original, I guess, God of War games. This is what, like a PSP. Are they both PSP titles?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So the Origins collection has these couple. The God of War Saga was the original trilogy plus these two games as a download voucher code that is, you can't really find that anywhere. So they actually sold them separately on a disc. So that's nice. It even has like a little manual. And yeah, now I'm missing
The Saga.
yeah, the Saga, I guess the original 3 to be honest. Yeah, but these are essential games ported on over to the PS3, so pretty happy about these. Ooh.
Next up for me is Need for Speed Carbon. I actually had this game a while back, sold it. Now I just recouped it. It's a nice Need for Speed game, which is heavily based on drifting. The drifting is really nice in this game, and I think you played it also in your Wii U.
Yeah, if I don't remember incorrectly, this was the very first Wii game that I had.
Wii?
Yeah, it was.
Wii game,
It was on the
okay.
Wii, and drifting with motion controls felt pretty awesome back when I was I don't know, 12 years old or something. But yeah, this is a solid. I enjoyed my time with it. I really did. So you got the greatest hits collection here. I'm glad you are able to integrate it back into your collection. It's nice to recoup those childhood games. This is a solid Need for Speed game. Good stuff. My last PS3 pickup. You know me and those collection compilation discs. You have Jak and Daxter Collection remastered in HD. You got Jak and Daxter Part 1, 2, and 3. The original trilogy. I don't know. Jak and Daxter might have like some sort of weird kart spin-off, or not too many spin-offs. I'm not too sure. This is a first-party Sony mascot action platformer that I just never got into back in the day, and at some point, since I recently got the Sly Cooper collection, I'm kind of trying to get all these Sony mascots and all their games. Ratchet and Clank is a little bit more daunting because there's a lot more entries in that series, but to my knowledge, DJ, these are the only 3 like mainline Jak and Daxter
Yeah.
games.
And
Yeah.
the Ratchet and Clank also has its own collection on the PS3, which includes all PS2 games. So
All the
it's-
PS2
yeah,
games.
It's similar as this one.
Nice. And I'm pretty certain DJ might know for sure that they're all baked onto the disc.
Yeah,
No need
they
for
are.
a DLC code or anything. So that's awesome. Sign me up for that. DJ, what do we got here?
Saints Row 2. So it's actually my first Saints Row game. I'm not a big Saints Row fan, but I've heard good things about this second edition. It's an open world game, and it kind of got overshadowed with GTA in those days.
It was, it was trying to emulate the open world mass chaos formula that GTA had, but with a much crazier, much more zany and hilarious take on the formula. So it's, prepare to laugh. I've played I think Saints Row the Third, and it was just outrageous. Now I think they got more and more ridiculous as the season or as the series went on. So I'm not sure if part 2 is still trying to be serious, but that's
check it
that's a
out.
cool one. Let me know how that goes. Rated M. There's a lot of just crazy stuff going on in here. Nice cover.
Yeah, nice cover.
Little shine hollow. DJ continues his PS3 lot.
Yeah.
Ooh, what do you got?
Silent Hill HD Collection. It has Silent Hill 2 and 3. As you all know, Silent Hill 2 will come as a remake soon, probably next year, it doesn't have a release date yet. But I'm a big, as I said, big collection guy on the PS3. I might do a video in the future of all my PS3 collections.
Bundles.
And I was missing on this one and the next one you'll see. I think this one is just a direct port. Not sure if it's a remaster, but these are two classics.
Let's see. Does it say HD remastered?
Okay.
Yeah, so you'll get a nice little upscaling there in visual fidelity, but that's cool. It's a little bit odd, I guess, that they didn't include the first one, but yeah, these CD compilation games are really cool, and you're kind of a horror game guy.
Yeah.
So I'm not. I'm too much of a wuss, but that's cool. You know, Silent Hill has a bunch of fans. That's super sweet that you have this one. Good stuff.
And the last PS3 game for me,
Speaking of collections,
yeah,
DJ.
the Tomb Raider trilogy. Don't know exactly what games are included in this one. I just knew I was missing on this one and Silent Hill to almost complete my
Bundle.
collection. I'm also missing Sly collection. So yeah, I played these actually on the PC back in the day. I'm not sure if it's the
that's
first
crazy.
one. Yeah, with my sister, and it looked like a blast. I had
So-
some fun with it.
Yeah, you got Legend, Anniversary, and Underworld on this trilogy here, and they're remastered in HD. There's quite a few Tomb Raider games out there. These are, I guess, maybe they're like the old school ones. You're gonna have to pardon my knowledge on Lara Croft. I've never been like a Tomb Raider guy, but I do have some nostalgia for it because my brother did play. I think it was like either the demo on PS1, or he even had the big box PC version of the original
Yeah.
Lara Croft Tomb Raider. So iconic video game character right here. So you're trying to go for the full collection
full-
of PS3 compilation discs?
Yep. I'm
That's-
almost near completing it.
That's awesome. That's really cool. Let's continue with some PS2 games. Fantavision. This is a first-party published
Rhythm game of some sort?
It's like Fireworks. It's just a very peculiar Sony. My brother did recommend this game. He said it was very neat, so I had kind of been looking for it for a while, and I ran into a store that had like 4 different copies, so yeah, I just wanted to pick this up. Ooh, DJ.
I got Burnout 3 Takedown.
This is an excellent Burnout game. We've had a lot of fun with this game before. Tell us more about the chaos.
Yeah, so this one from the PlayStation 2 era is the most complete one, I would say. It has a lot of courses, a lot of cars, different type of cars, and the crashing is just amazing. If you haven't played any of the Burnout games, I highly recommend to play the old gen ones, right?
Yeah, just kind of like the original Burnouts, that series started getting a little bit too saturated with I don't know really if it was like yearly releases and stuff, but just kind of like the spin-offs and all the different things that started kind of watering down the franchise. This is only the 3rd entry, and still pretty fresh, pretty cool, and yeah, just awesome crashes for a PS2 game. It looks great, it plays great, the sense of speed. Really awesome couch co-op experience.
I've also heard that the soundtrack is actually good on this one.
For myself, got a little iNinja, published by Namco. So this one was more of a speculative pickup. It's this game could have been found like in bargain bins maybe years ago, and it's slowly but surely climbing up in price. And but it looks neat. It's kind of like a 3D action platformer again. As you can tell, there's kind of a trend during that console generation of these, and I heard it's pretty decent. I wanted to secure myself a copy on PS2. There's also a GameCube version, but yeah, I mean, just I Ninja, okay, I Ninja. An absolute barn burner from DJ. What is this?
Kelly Slater's Pro Surfer. So last year, I almost picked this nostalgia bomb that I had and didn't pick it up. So this time I saw it again and I said, hey, why not? Had this game actually on the GameCube back in the day. Sold it for dirt cheap.
Unfortunately.
But hey, now I have it. I didn't get to unlock many beaches when I had it in the GameCube, but I've seen it has like Sebastian, it has the Pipeline, the Mavericks, so I may be playing and unlocking those beaches.
Nice. Nice. So like different waves on different beaches, I guess. Yeah, it's kind of like this is the Tony Hawk era of video games,
Exactly,
right?
yeah.
So they're like, well, we have BMX, we have skateboarding. Why not just do surfing too? And I remember playing this game a couple years ago with you, and it was just we were just like cruising on the waves, and it was just like, yeah, you know, we didn't really know the controls, but it's cool again, you know, to get these games back.
You don't get to see surf games these days anyway, so
That'd be kind of cool, maybe with like next gen water physics and stuff like that.
It would.
Yeah, so good stuff, Kelly Slater. That's gnarly, dude. I was very excited to get myself a copy of the Getaway Black Monday. So this is the second entry in this franchise for this, you know, again, kind of like a Grand Theft Auto-like taking place in the UK. So
Everyone's got funny accents.
but yeah, I never played the second one. I always watched my brother play part 1. And again, I do own that version as well. But something that always stuck with me about this game, well, it's a couple things. First and foremost, my brother kind of hated it. Second of all, I liked kind of like the dynamics that the game had. Like there was no overworld map, if I remember correctly. Instead, when you would drive cars, the blinkers would turn on when you had to take a right or a left. And you know, it's wacky, right? Because you got to drive on the wrong side of the road because you're in
London?
and also the damage, kind of like there was no very minimal heads up display. So whenever your character would take damage, his clothes would just get progressively bloodier and bloodier, and then you would die. So part 2 is supposed to be decent, kind of like a hidden gem. I really want to stream these Getaway games. So yeah, there it is. It did have like some Hollywood actors, I believe. I can't. Is it Jason Statham? I'm not sure, but yeah, you know, some high ticket stuff going on here. Published by Sony. Okay, this one's a banger. This is for sure a banger, DJ. Tell us about
Roses.
Rumble Roses.
Near mint condition. It's
Look at it.
Very
It's
nice. And I
beautiful.
haven't cleaned it yet.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
very
yeah.
beautiful.
Looks amazing. Plays fantastic.
All female wrestling. So you can't get better than that, right?
Yeah, no, absolutely. You cannot get better than that. There's some weird like mud pit events.
I remember the intros, the walkouts.
Yeah.
There will be like, I think some animals. Like I've heard that there's like frog intros with the chicks. We might have to check that one out because I've seen some weird videos on those.
Oh, that's amazing. Yeah. Rated M for mature for obvious reasons here, but yeah, it's kind of like a wrestling game with all chicks, and it's just that's super cool. It's a nice little novelty to have in your collection, and it doesn't play terribly. Like it's perfectly serviceable as a crap in your pants funny co-op couch co-op experience to play with your friends.
So if you like Dead or Alive volleyball edition,
This
I recommend
is right up your alley.
Yeah.
Good stuff, man. This is a solid pickup. We got Outlaw Volleyball remixed. So, you know, I've been on Twitch lately, and shout out to TurtleWax85. He's doing like he's playing the entire GameCube library, and one day he was playing Outlaw Golf. So when I ran into volleyball, I'm like, okay, like, sure. This is something I would have never bought otherwise, but it's just a wacky cast of characters playing volleyball, and I played it with DJ. It actually wasn't terrible, but I mean that was just 10 minutes. Who knows? what else is in store. Oh, it's in the PS2 currently.
We've been playing it.
Yeah, No Shirt, No Mercy. Very nice. Lastly, for DJ on the PS2.
Tony Hawk's Underground. I also had this one on the GameCube. I really liked the story on this one. As a kid, I didn't get to beat too many games, but this one was actually one of that I did.
So this one sucked you in.
Yeah.
Nice.
The story was cool. You started as like a rookie skater, and then got to know a lot of famous skaters like Chad Muska, and I think even Tony Hawk later. So yeah, won't spoil the stories to all you guys that will play Tony Hawk Underground later.
Yes, do not spoil the 20-something-year-old game for us. But it had some like online capabilities too. Here I'm seeing that it has some GameSpy servers and stuff like
It
that.
had an extra arena where you would play with the
Kiss.
Kiss rock band.
Okay.
When they were playing a live concert.
No, that's neat. Okay, I think I kind of remember. Yeah, this is kind of the era when I stopped playing Tony Hawk games, like when Underground came out and like Downhill on the Wii. And we all kind of know where the Tony Hawk franchise stands now, but people do like Underground 1 and 2.
Yeah.
So this is solid. Good nostalgia stuff. We got a single PS1 game, and this one's DJ. It's been on his list for a while. What is this?
Yes, we got some.
Dinosaurs.
Some dinos in Dino Crisis by Capcom.
Yeah,
So what is this basically?
this is like I would say like a Resident Evil-ish game, but based on dinosaurs. This was my last pickup of the trip. Saw it in the store on social media.
Yep.
One of the local stores.
Hell yeah.
And I had it on my wish list for a long time, so just went in and got it.
Yeah, this is a really, really cool game. Will it be remastered? We don't know. There's a part 2. Nice. Solid pickup. Hey, speaking of Trasco, Voltorb, this is a game that I bought for him. So you're getting Bangayo Spirits. This is one of my favorite DS games. And it's kind of weird to see it out in the wild, but this had such a great it was a great price. So happy birthday, Trasco. This is nice. It's beautifully complete, and I think you're gonna have a lot of fun with this game now that you're collecting for the Nintendo DS. So there you go. So DJ, you won Ninja Town.
Yes.
Also, because Pokemon Energy Guessing Champion ×2 on the streams. What is this?
So not only Case on the PS4, but also Ninja Town on the Nintendo DS. So Seps, you actually played this?
Yeah, I remember downloading the demo on the DS storefront because that was a novelty back then when you were able to download demos before you actually bought digital games. It was kind of like a weird thing back in the day, and I was just, nowadays I would never download something that looked like this, but being a kid and the whole novelty of downloading demos, blah blah blah, this was one of the games that I checked out, and it's like a tower defense game with like this kind of weird kiddie art style, but it's extremely addictive. And
I'm a big ninja samurai guy, so
yes, DJ is a ninja connoisseur, a ninja aficionado, I guess I would say.
yeah.
And here it is. I hope you have fun with this. Maybe you can find the gosh darn manual that unfortunately... Oh, hey! We got a little Dragon Knight instead, so that's cool. Little GameStop promo. Pokemon cards and video games.
Everywhere.
Everywhere. I think this is a neat game. It's a little bit tough to come across, so I thought this was sweet.
Thanks, man.
No problem, dude. DJ nabbed himself from Red Art Games, Deedlit in Wonder Labyrinth, Record of Lodos War. Wow, what a title.
Is it supposed to be like a Metroidvania-ish? Or like a Bloodstain, more like?
Well, I mean, this is basically, think of maybe Castlevania Symphony of the Night. It's kind of like a mini DLC, completely unrelated, but the gameplay is so darn similar to that game that they're interlinked, I would say. Just, I don't know, in aesthetics and gameplay.
And I've heard it's a short play, so
It's like 4 hours. You could probably knock it out during your lunch break or something. Yeah, so that's cool. Nice pickup. I got myself Darkest Dungeon. This is the Ancestral Edition, which includes the Crimson Court and the Shield Breaker. Merge Games, big fan of those guys. I believe this is like a traditional turn-based RPG sort of thing with some roguelike mechanics and permadeath and stuff like that. And you just kind of, I might be mistaken here, but you just start a save file and make sure not to get too attached to your characters because they basically die and you just start all over again, over and over again. This is a game I've been looking out for a while. I remember the original box art was completely black and, very suiting for a game called Darkest Dungeon. Or maybe I'm thinking about, I'm blanking out on the game, but you'll see it on screen because that one also has a very black title. DJ, what do you got?
So if Zelda were an animal, it would be a fox, and you would have Tunic. Tunic is, I've heard it's like a Link's Awakening playstyle, but also combined with a Dark Souls gameplay. So I've heard it's actually kind of hard.
Man, that sounds amazing. Like, the more you talked about this game and the more I kind of saw it in stores, I'm like, I need to get this eventually. I think it's kind of like a runner-up for Game of the Year.
Yeah.
If it came out this year. I'm a little out of the loop.
Maybe it's last year. I'm not sure, but yeah, it was
It's
on one of the runners-ups.
It's a
for the Game of the
contender,
Year.
really. Yeah, this is really, really nice in this little box. A little
Fox box.
we got.
A small fox on a big adventure.
Nice.
So,
Really nice art style, and I think it's kind of a tearjerker too. So you might need a box of tissues to play this one, DJ.
Yep.
Another DJ pickup. What's this?
Super Blood Hockey. So, this one is a lot of heavily. It's like a fighting hockey game, or
It's like a retro style hockey game.
Okay.
It's like an 8-bit style, and look at all the stuff.
so
in
much
here.
love into this game.
Yeah, look at very, very nice stuff from these guys. I'll recall their name shortly here, but you got the instruction manual. You got this little challenge card in which you're supposed to like kill someone and send them a screenshot, and they give you a patch. It's
Very nice.
yeah, it's very nice. It's very silly, extremely bloody, as the name implies. Premium edition here. Is
Yeah.
it premium edition games, perhaps? I don't want to mess that up, but yeah, I believe so. Yeah, I have this one. I gave it a couple plays, and it's just really fun. I think you'll have fun playing this one with friends.
It gets very bloody, as the title says, and yeah, you guys know how hockey fights go.
Yeah. So it's like true to form and a nice like, novelty to add to your collection as well in this nice box set. Speaking of novelties, I stumbled across this super rare game. I kind of like tore off the price tag there. Still have yet to clean my games again, but this is Grapple Dog. I was watching some YouTube videos, and here are the trading cards that come with it. I'll open this at some point. It comes with a sticker too, but something about this game just spoke to me. It's a action platformer game, and you're a dog, and you have a grappling hook, and you just kind of like traverse through the levels with that sort of stuff, and I don't know, very endearing art style here, but it was a game that was sold out online. Obviously, super rare, has limited releases of these things, but I saw it in a brick and mortar store. Yeah, really, really cool stuff. DJ's last Switch pickup is Perky Little Things.
This one is a gift from,
Gnarly Seabass.
and what a, what a gift, right?
We can't really show much. I
Unfortunately,
guess.
we cannot show you guys the manual, or what is it, an art book?
Is it a manual? Is it a art book full of explicit images
You guys
and
can
the
go
game?
on Google for that.
Yeah, Funbox Media publishes, or some crazy meme-like games, I would almost call it, and basically the gameplay here, which you can only play the game in handheld mode because you use the touchscreen extensively. It's kind of like an I Spy game in which you find the objects, but you not only find the objects, but you place them in different parts of the same map, and something happens in each instance. But definitely like X-rated, I would call it. Yeah, like you
Yeah.
you can't. I don't think you can stream this. You play this behind locked doors after like midnight at least, but
Super cool.
game, I think, to bolster your collection.
Yes, for sure.
It comes in this pesky little cardboard sleeve, which is kind of annoying to take care of, but it just adds to the charm here.
Perky little things.
The last one is a blast from the past. Star Fox Assault. Do a barrel roll! I've been looking for this game for a while. I now have all the Star Fox games on the GameCube, and I've been buying some handheld editions or ports of the N64 stuff. Yeah, kind of closer to a Star Fox release than Star Fox Adventures was. I think a lot of people were anticipating a game more along the lines of this one rather than the like on foot, almost Zelda, like 3D Zelda like experience that Adventures offered. This has some vehicle combat, some on foot combat, if I'm not mistaken, as well. But got it for a very, very nice price. I might have to get like a little case replacement because it is a little bit too beat up for my standards. But I last saw this game like 2 years ago. I'm kicking myself for not having picked it up. And here it is, finally added to the collection. All right, DJ. Well, that about does it for this pickups video. Thank you so much for doing this co-op video with me. It's an extremely special occasion that you came to visit, hang out, to play video games, buy video games, Pokemon cards, and all that stuff. So for now, let us know in the comments which one was your favorite pickup, and any parting words, DJ, on the trip, on the pickups,
No,
the
man,
stuff.
It was my honor to be part of the pickups journey.
Absolutely.
More than 30 games, and yeah, Pokemon's. You might see some Pokemon cards in the streams. Yeah.
it was a crazy little pack opening stream that we went on, but yeah, this was really fun. I'm happy to have done a video with you and Tarasco Voltorb as well. And yeah, I'm sure we'll be doing another one sooner rather than later.
See you
Hopefully.
on your trip to Peru. You might get to see some flea market pickups and put them on your channel.
That would be amazing. DJ, thanks so much, and you all for watching back at home. We'll catch you all very soon. Okay, bye.